Welcome to the Fellowship of the Script, the podcast where we dive deep into the craft, struggles, and stories of filmmaking. I'm your host, Derek J. Bowder.
And I'm your other host, Ben Escobar.
Whether you're just starting out or you've been in the industry for years, this is the place for real talk about the art and business of film. Today, we have our first emergency episode. We just had an episode go up yesterday, or actually, no, today, the day that we're recording this.
Yeah.
And the next day, here you go. Here's an emergency episode because one of the stories we talked about in this last news roundup episode, the previous episode before this, we talked about the Netflix and Paramount and Comcast situation where they were all bidding for Warner Brothers. And in a surprise twist, Netflix offered a cash deal and won the bid. Like overnight.
For $82 billion. I remember like
debt.
the bids were like, that's just insane.
They're getting debt to buy a company who's trying to offload debt.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. Oh, man. How you feeling?
I don't know what to say, man. It's just such a dark day, I think. A lot of people are saying it's bad news, but
I am actually, upon doing research before this, and I know I have this take a lot, but I really am on the optimistic side. I think that the take that I saw from a couple people about how if Paramount had won, Warner Brothers essentially goes away. If Comcast wins, it essentially goes away. Like all the properties that they have would essentially just roll over into their catalog, whether it's Universal with their Peacock service and Universal as the main brand, and the same thing with Paramount, you know? But with Netflix, they're the only ones that agreed to not like just completely merge it. I don't know if they're still going to have HBO Max as an app. I don't know if they're going to keep it separate that way, but in terms of the properties and how things are operating, at least until like 2029, things aren't really going to change, it seems like. But I get that what people are really worried about, and obviously myself too, is Netflix is not about theatrical releases. And, you know, Warner Brothers is. And so if Netflix is buying them, are they going to reduce the theatrical releases that these Warner Brothers titles are supposed to have? Well, at least until 2029, the theatrical releases are protected that are on the slate. After that, I don't know, but the optimistic side of things says that maybe this is the way that Netflix starts to abandon their old model. They go to weekly releases for their shows and they start doing theatrical windows, even if it's just, you know, what was it? Right now they do 2 weeks. Maybe it'll be a month now, you know? I know that theaters are fighting for 45 days, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of theaters close from this. I mean, I'm with you. I want to stay optimistic about it, but it's all talk, no action, man. I want to see. I mean, they haven't had the chance to take action yet, but I want to see the action first. And I think in concept, it's such a strategic buy that Netflix is on they have data better than anybody else does about this streaming thing. They're the pioneer of this. They are like the Kleenex of fucking streaming. And what I mean by that is like when you say back in the day, you'd be like, oh, maybe we could watch the movie on demand or something. Or now you say, oh, maybe it's on Netflix. But Netflix is sort of this Kleenex-like blanket term of a streaming service, which is really crazy. And buying this just solidifies that position. But it's a tech company at its core. Like there's a lot of AI is going to be implemented in this whole thing. A lot of AI generated content. A lot of just uncertain, like data driven stuff that we don't like maybe realize that is happening. I remember when everyone started freaking out over playback speed being added to Netflix, where you could watch things at 2 times speed. And everyone's like, oh my God, they're ruining movies and all that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, well, that's you can
You're
watch.
watching movies at 2 times speed then?
I be watching TikToks on 2 times speed. I will say I'm
I
guilty
do
as
know, yeah,
charged
you
there.
mentioned that.
But no, I don't watch movies at 2 times speed. Um, it's just kind of like that second screen mentality. I mean, I don't know if you've heard this, but I hear people say like they adjust the scripts in the writers' room
Yeah,
to like you need to emphasize and restate what the goal is because you're writing for people double screening this,
yeah.
and that's fucking tough as hell, man. And I don't you don't want to see that for a movie in the theater because you're supposed to not double screen that, but this is
I mean, I think
uncertain.
that there's 2 kinds of Netflix films, right? There's the second screen popcorn film that's just throw, you know, insert blank big movie stars in this, throw a budget at it, and it's just a formulaic, like, action film or, a lot usually it's an action film, that's what they're really known for, but, um, then they've got these, like, awards season films that I think are actually really good, like Train Dreams. What was The Power of the Dog? That was really good. I liked Hustle, the Adam Sandler one.
Yeah,
Jay Kelly. I think Adam Sandler got like nominated for like one of the big award things this year, and so people are like excited that maybe they'll get nominated for an Oscar. But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. Some people are saying it's a masterpiece, and for Netflix to be releasing another one of those, like I'm excited. I think with K-pop Demon Hunters and how big of a deal that was with theaters, I think that is the reason why they put Stranger Things the series finale in theaters. By the way, they've been adding more screenings like everywhere I've noticed. So it
cool.
seems like by seeing that they were selling out, they did add a lot more showings. And then there's all that talk about Greta Gerwig getting like a month-long IMAX release for her Chronicles of Narnia film. So I don't know. I think that despite how what's his name? It's like Ted Sarandis. Is that his
Yeah,
name?
Ted Sarandos, yeah.
So I've been in the same room with this guy because he was at the Kind of Pregnant premiere, the one where I like got to meet Will Forte and Adam Sandler and all that.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, it was really weird. I'm like, is that who I think it is? That is, and then I'm like, that's crazy. Like that guy's the head of the company that's a source of a lot of controversy in the film industry.
Yeah,
Um, but I think that you're going to start to see them take some more theatrical risks because I think that there's money to be made there, and all of these streaming services have kind of admitted this last 2 years that the streaming release strategy, the way they do, they dump these shows so people binge them, and they spend $300 million on the electric state, and people talk about it for like 2 days. It's not sustainable. And the movie theaters do allow them in certain circumstances to make a lot of money and recoup budget. You know what I mean? I think we are starting to see a bit of a turn there, and I think this allows them to essentially start to drift towards that model without admitting that they were wrong. 'Cause they can
yeah,
just do it through Warner Brothers.
yeah,
That's the optimistic side of it, I think, for me. But the thing that's scary is just seeing, when Disney bought Fox, and then Netflix possibly buying Warner Brothers, which by the way, this is not like a done deal. There's a lot of things that could get in the way from this going through, but I don't know. It's scary to see these studios buying each other up like this. It just means there's less people making all the decisions. Um we did pull up some kind of stuff here. We did some research beforehand and I threw it into this Google Doc so we can kind of talk through some stuff here.
sure.
Um so the deal it says is for like $30 a share or something like that, which I don't know much about like the in relation to the actual stock price, how much that's worth, but I mean $82.7 billion is. That's a lot of money, dude. My gosh. So, film and TV studios under Warner Bros. Is what they get. So they get like, is it the news stuff too, or
Um,
they get HBO, they get the IPs, they get the video game division, like you had mentioned, right?
yeah, they get HBO Max as well. I had heard that they're gonna separate HBO Max still, though. It's not gonna just be merged into Netflix.
Yeah,
But
that's what I saw too.
I don't think that's gonna last for long. If assuming this goes through and everything like that, I think you give it like a year or so or 6 months, and the next HBO Max. Mark my words, what they'll do is they'll do that little joke meme thing like they did where it's like we were Max and then we were HBO Go and then we were HBO Max again, and it's here to stay. And then it's like, sorry guys, one more time, we're Netflix. And then it's like, no.
Yeah,
But
I don't know, because I mean, I saw people already posting like the AI generated picture that said like, Warner Brothers, a Netflix company, and I'm like,
yeah,
is that really the timeline we're on? That's crazy.
yeah, dude, that's just gonna be
So this is supposed to, according to the LA Times, this deal is supposed to, it's projected to take about 12 to 18 months to actually like come to fruition. But I mean, if the Disney Fox thing is any indicator as to how this is going to go, like we're gonna start to feel the effects of this before it's official. I think Um, I wonder what this means for James Gunn, right? I know people were talking about how it seemed like Paramount was going to get rid of the DCU if they won. I don't know what it means if Netflix has them.
it's
It's
true.
just there's so much to process with this. This is, I mean, it's essentially one of the biggest shakeups for the industry in like a decade or two, right? Like this
Yeah.
is
I mean, ever, I feel like I can't think of a single time where something this like just shocking was happening. I guess like the deal with Disney and fucking Fox and all that, Lucasfilm, that was pretty big, but I don't know. It still feels like
I mean, Disney Plus and Hulu never really, they still haven't like fully merged to the point where like Hulu doesn't exist anymore. There's still
right.
two separate apps. So I would assume that there's going to be like a Netflix HBO bundle, where you get like both streaming services for slightly cheaper.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of people complaining that their prediction is that, the people who are going to pay for this merger is the consumer, right? They're just going to raise the prices of Netflix like they do every year.
Of course.
So
And they'll raise the price of HBO, which is crazy to think about. Like it's actually disadvantageous to them if they were to merge it, because then you're just killing one recurring revenue from this one service, which people are paying like
there's
$20 a month for.
there's people who subscribe to both. Why would they get rid of
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. You get a
Doesn't make any
$40 a
sense.
month person. If like you're paying 20 for Netflix and 20 for fucking HBO, what are you going to consolidate them like 25?
Yeah.
That's bad business.
And they'll be like, if you do a bundle, you save $5 a month. What a steal.
Oh God. Oh.
I mean, shit, I'll take it, man. Give me my
Yeah.
$5 a month. It's getting so expensive.
But now it's just like, what in the world are they going to do with all their other stuff like Harry Potter and like, because you can't not be trigger happy with like you immediately get the big toys. It's like Christmas. You see the giant boxes, like which box has your PlayStation 5.
The
Like,
Harry Potter series is starting this
exactly.
next year. And now Netflix has that?
Yeah.
That's just like, oh, that's like somebody, somebody, you just copied somebody's freaking test answers and you didn't even study. Like
That instantly becomes like their new Stranger Things in a way. It's like,
they do need some, yeah. I mean,
it's kind of
jeez, man.
kind of a crazy shortcut into that, but you can't not immediately jump to the most exciting, like, high profile stuff. It's immediately, what do we do with DC? What do we do with Harry Potter?
Yeah.
What do we do with fucking Sinners? What do we do
Oh,
with, like,
geez.
all the other shit that was just good and had good momentum? What do we do with Minecraft 2? God, what the
Oh,
hell's gonna
man.
happen with that?
I mean, that stuff still, yeah, but I think, I don't know. I mean, Warner Brothers and Netflix, it used to seem to me, at least up until what's his face, the guy who came in during the Discovery HBO merger,
David
like,
Slazov or
yeah,
something?
David Zaslav.
Yeah.
It seemed like once he came in, the whole idea that HBO specifically was quality over quantity, like, started to dwindle. I started to notice that, like, the quality was going down and more stuff was coming out. And I don't know. It's interesting to take a look at how the different streaming services are handling things. For
Yeah.
example, um, I went and saw that movie Eternity, right? The A24 one with Miles Teller and Elizabeth
Yeah.
Olsen. And the movie starts and the freaking Apple logo pops up, and I'm like, wait, what? Apple made this movie? Like, they funded it, and then, like, I'm like, why isn't anybody talking about this? This is like one of the best rom coms of the decade. That's literally what I said in my review. And it turns out that Apple did not want to spend money on marketing because they're like, it's just going to go on a streaming service. So what's the point? And
It's wild.
they did the same thing with another movie, but I forget what it's called. And that's I don't remember. There was another one recently, but Warner Brothers, they actually, I guess, made it like they somehow were able to, like, leverage something and got Apple to put up money to help market F1, and F1 is now the highest, like, grossing sports film of all time. So it seems to me like we have Netflix, who up into, like, the last, I don't know, 6 months seemed like they did not care about theatrical releases. And we have Warner Brothers, who just had, like, a hot streak, right? And
Yeah.
they're kind of like championing the theater experience, and they're keeping their movies off of streaming for, like, long. It seemed like it took forever for Sinners to become available to everybody, and then people were talking about it again when it did drop on HBO. So I'm hoping that what we have here is kind of like I said, the perfect circumstances for Netflix to essentially branch out into doing more theatrical releases without saying that they were essentially, like, going about it wrong all this time,
Yeah.
which I don't see that as a bad thing, but it does mean less places to pitch, for people who are established and they want to, like, pursue passion projects and stuff like that. Now that's one less chance for a different studio to go, you know what, actually we'll take a chance on this, you know? Um yeah, I mean, we're gonna see things change very quickly, I think. And I don't know. I was talking to my wife about this whole idea that, like, most movies now, they get like a 2 week theatrical release if they're lucky before it goes to digital. Otherwise, it just goes straight to digital, right?
Mhm.
And I said, that's what I'm hoping to do with my debut feature is, work with the theaters to get some kind of, like, limited release. I don't know how many, theaters they're going to put it in, but I'm sure, it won't be nothing. And if I never expected to get better than that, then I guess, like, I just accept that that's just the way that things might be. Is theatrical releases might just be that short and coincide with being on digital. But I don't know. Do you see a future where things swing back in the other direction, where people want to go to the theaters and not be at home with their phone in their hand while they're watching it? I don't know.
It's so tough to say, man. I mean, you just gotta have a fun time there that you can't have at home. Like, this is dumb, but okay, think Minecraft 2 for a second. The peak of Minecraft, the movie, was Chicken Jockey. It was the fucking incredible feeling of going to the theater and laughing with your friends and seeing the whole crowd in on the same joke, and you everyone has their own chicken jockey moment. Minecraft 2, there's no way in hell they don't have a fucking chicken, they don't try to do that again and try to make lightning strike twice. If it does have a moment that's, like, funny and great and the chicken jockey thing is still funny, I don't wanna do that at my fucking house. What am I gonna throw popcorn at my own TV screen and make a mess and then just have to sit there and clean it up
Yeah,
myself? That
I mean,
sucks.
I think I experienced a little bit of that tonight with FNAF 2, like, just seeing the energy and how, like, most of the
Uh,
crowd was, like, Gen Z, and, but the thing that scares me is that they're showing up for these really sloppy movies, I think Minecraft is actually better than I expected, but when it comes to, like, these 2 FNAF movies, what else? What else have they gotten crazy about? I mean, you like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but I think I liked Minecraft more than that one.
okay.
Um, I don't know. It just if these movies that Gen Z is turning out for, there's a certain level of brain rottery that I'm seeing, that like comes with it, and I hope that we're not gonna just get more of that, but that seems like where it might be headed.
I think they kinda know, it's a meme, like, the FNAF stuff has to be, like,
I
a
mean,
meme,
at
but,
the FNAF stuff tonight, it seemed like people were genuinely disappointed in there. Like, as the movie went on, it seemed like people were laughing because of how bad it was, but it wasn't the kind of laughing that I saw in Minecraft, where it was like they came for that. It seemed like this crowd really they were there for the lore and for like the love of the games, and yeah, I don't know. That's a whole different talk, I guess, but
yeah, yeah. Well, it's just like, okay, so what do they do with Sinners? Is that just like a thing that you either saw it or you didn't? And like, what's the thing that's going to make him go to see the theaters? Is it just the novelty of IMAX 70 millimeter? Does everything have to be shot on IMAX
well,
70 millimeter Dolby premium stuff
I don't
to,
like what. Okay, I don't understand. I think it was the pandemic that obviously sped things up, but what was the incentive of going from a 90-day, like, standard theatrical window to it being like, 45 days at most now? I don't understand what happened and why what is the benefit of that to these studios? Because to me, it feels like they're just, losing out on more money at the theaters. I mean, I guess people just don't. I mean, I feel like you're seeing steeper drop offs. I mean, Predator Badlands, I was really surprised when I went and it was packed and the theater was like really into it and everything. And then that next weekend, it was like all of a sudden nobody's seeing it anymore. Like it was very front loaded. Um,
well, I would imagine like the costs of like that margin that you have to split with the movie theater themselves and then, what goes back to the studio changes like week by week. I understand it's like the opening weekend is like where the studio is like in its favor and it gets the most margin and everybody gets the most margin and the week after like slims down. But with the rental stuff right now and you just go on your smart TV and let's say you see the Naked Gun or something and you never saw it in the theater but like oh you remember that you're getting the tail end of the marketing because all the billboards are still up and some of the ads might, come your way. But then it's like a 20 or $25 rental fee for like one for
right. Yeah.
48 hours,
Yeah.
which is insane, or like that a purchase fee. And I think like that margin between the studio and like the streamer or whatever is like it's like, oh shit, what if we had as close to that opening weekend box office margin for a much longer period? And so it's just like cheating.
I would love to know what the numbers are because I just feel like, especially now with how much people complain about how much the streaming services cost. Because when you think about it, like even with how much they cost, the amount of content you have access to, like you should never run out of stuff to watch.
Yeah.
You know, I think the hardest thing for me is deciding what to watch most of the time.
Yep.
There's been times where I sit there and we look, and then I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'm tired. I'm just gonna like maybe go play a match of Call of Duty and go to bed, you know? Like, I, like, lose interest in even, like, searching anymore. Or, like, there was something on a streaming service that I wanted to watch, and now it's not on there anymore, and so I would have to, like, rent it, you know, to watch it. I'm like, "Ah, do I really
Right.
wanna spend, like, $7 right now?" You know, because they tax it now. Like, I remember when I first got my, like, Fandango account, I'm like, "There's no tax on this." Like, you literally just pay, like, $5 flat, right? And you get a movie. And now it's like, you know, it's like a dollar and 30 something, whatever your, like, you know, state taxes, and then there's like a federal tax on it. So that's gone up too. But I just know that I hear a lot whenever I talk about movies, and I know that person is like into specific kinds of movies. And I'll mention something like, ah, I'll wait until that's on a streaming service. They're not going, oh, I'll wait till it's on digital so I could rent it or buy it on digital. You know what I mean? I just don't
Yeah.
hear that. So I wonder if it's just like get it on streaming as fast as we can because it just keeps people subscribed, you know? Like I don't know if that's the goal, but I don't know. There is I mean, Oppenheimer was a really good example of that. That movie didn't it almost make $1 billion? It was like just on the
Yeah.
cusp of it.
Yeah.
And like the amount of time between then and when it was available on digital felt like forever. And then I remember seeing it and, like, it was, like, number 1 on, like, you know, iTunes and Fandango and all that stuff for, like, a month after that, you know? So,
Yeah.
like, I think that there is like, I think if you make people wait for it to be on digital like that, then when it is on digital, they're more inclined to be like, "Oh, that's finally out? Yeah, why don't we just, you know, rent that, you know, for $15 or whatever it is." And like, you know, it should be just as long before it goes on streaming, you know? So like 90 days and 90 days, which is never I don't think it'll ever go to, you know, 90 days again for a theatrical window. I think 45 is the best we're going to get. Maybe 60 because I know that's a number that's been floated around, but I think 45 is what's going to happen. They're going to settle for that. Cuz what is it
Yeah.
right now? Is it 30 days?
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's the standard. I don't know. I might be talking out of my ass, but it seems like it just depends on the movie most of the time, like one battle after another. It felt like, you know, it was like another week than usual before that one came out. Like I remember Top Gun Maverick, it took a long time for that one to come out on digital. Um, but now, I mean, I'll go see something and I'll be slightly disappointed with it, and then you know see that it's on digital already and be like, huh, then it's probably going to be on streaming in like a month. You know, like totally could have just waited for that. So I see both sides of it. Like I think that it depends on what kind of consumer you are, right? Are you somebody who likes to go to the theater, which I think there's a lot less of those people now, or are you somebody who likes the convenience of being able to just, you know, watch it all from your couch at the same time that everybody's going to the theater to see it, you know? Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess this is just turning into like an endless stream of consciousness for me. I'm sorry, but it's just
Yeah,
like
no, it's
so
okay.
much to process.
It really is, man. I mean, and you never know, that could fall through supposedly with this antitrust stuff. We'll see what
But
Trump does.
yeah, but if it falls through, then that means that it probably goes to Paramount. And if it, and I heard something about or I read something about Paramount trying to do a like hostile takeover kind of bid thing, like trying to like somehow scoop it up before like they can even really do the paperwork for it to go start
Sure.
to go to Netflix. Which sounds like my wife and I are watching Succession finally. There's like 4 seasons of that, and we're almost done with the first one. And I'm like, dude, this sounds like some Succession shit, you know, that I'm reading. I'm like,
That's really funny.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, it could not happen. It very well could not happen.
Dude, I really, really hope that, like, whatever happens, it's just positive and we can still make movies and go to the movies and all that. That's just what matters.
I think we'll always be able to make movies. It's just a question as to like where they're gonna be allowed to go. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of people trying to just like build a website and then, you know, make a film, hype it up, and then they just put it on their website. And it's like, because they're hosting it on their own website, they get 100% of what people pay. But to get somebody to go to your website to watch something, unless it was like, somebody with like enough clout to get people to do that, I don't see that becoming like a thing that catches on. I feel like didn't the guy who does the like creep tapes or whatever, they did some kind of show or
Yeah.
something like that where they had their own website you could go to and watch it. But I don't know. What do you have to say about all this?
Dude, I just wish for positivity. It's tough. I have a lot of friends that are not agreeing with it. I see a lot of people really sad saying like this is the beginning of the end. It's going to be the new pandemic level low of everything, but I have no stake in the game emotionally. I
Right.
think it's, we're so young and this is just out of our control and all we can do is change with it or not. It's like Babylon. We were talking about that the other episode. It's
Yeah.
going to be very Babylon vibes. So,
I mean, I don't know. I don't trying to find my thought here. It's to me it kind of feels like the AI thing, I'm seeing more and more people who I really respect their opinion and how they analyze things say that actually even the CEO of Nvidia was just on Joe Rogan and I saw a clip pop up and I was like, yeah, I'll watch that. And he was talking about the future of AI, like the next 5 years, and he said he doesn't think it's going to be like as rapid of a change as we think. Like it seems like there was like the initial shock of like, oh, this is a thing now. Like I see more and more people go, I can't even tell if it's AI anymore. Like we've just kind of accepted that,
yeah.
and not really pushed back on it. I don't know. I don't know if this is. I mean, when Disney and Fox that merger happened, I remember people saying like, "Oh, this is terrible," and I mean, I think for Fox they had a lot of franchises that were kind of burnt out. Like they had like a couple failed Fantastic Four movies and the X-Men franchise kind of dwindled and
Right.
like there was a lot of things where it just felt like they were not really doing well to begin with, but like Warner Brothers is really doing well, especially when it comes to theatrical releases. So it's I don't know, it's not like they're inheriting like a bad business model or anything, you know. If anything, Netflix is the worst business model, so I guess we'll see what Netflix decides to keep and what they decide to like phase out over time. And I've already said that I think that Netflix is going to start doing the weekly releases because the data is showing that when people can binge a show, they kind of use that as like once they finish something that they've been waiting for, they're like, oh well, that's over. Why should I subscribe for another month? But if they
Yeah.
stretch out these shows week to week, then it's like, hey, every big show that comes out, like Harry Potter, that's like, at least 2 months guaranteed that like most people who really care about it are going to be subscribed for those 2 months. And so if they can have another thing come out right when that ends, they can keep them hooked.
Mhm.
So I think when it comes to TV shows, it's going to start to feel more like cable again. And when it comes to theatrical releases, hopefully we'll see that window kind of end up being 45 days. And then I don't know. I think every situation is just going to be unique to its own numbers. Um, I don't know. I really like the more I think about it, the more I think as a consumer, are we really going to notice much besides the Netflix name being tacked onto HBO and all that?
Yeah.
But as a creative, I wonder what that means for filmmakers. I mean, they're like Netflix likes to make a lot of stuff. Does that mean that like maybe Warner Brothers, like those kinds of things start being, more stuff comes out from their side of it? Like, I don't know. Maybe it could lead to more work, but man,
Did you see the help center thing that they announced? They sent a message to their subscribers and did like a FAQ about what's going to happen.
it did not. What Netflix did
So,
that or
yeah, Netflix did. There's like a little help center thing that says, um, what does this mean for my membership? And it's like, nothing is changing with your membership today. The transaction is subject to regulatory and shareholder approvals. We expect to close the transaction in 12 to 18 months. You'll hear from us when we have more to share. And then something else saying, what if I already have an HBO Max subscription? Should I cancel? And it says Netflix and Warner Brothers will remain separate until the transaction is closed. Interesting.
Hmm. Yeah. I guess I wonder, like, are they I could definitely see them doing like a bundle, seeing how that goes, and then if that doesn't work out, then maybe they'll just merge them. But yeah, I guess when it comes to the biggest thing that people are scared of, there's a lot of doom and gloom out there. And it seemed like I was seeing a lot of doom and gloom from both sides, both like, if Paramount were to get it and if Netflix were to get it. But now like Netflix, it seems to be mostly about the theatrical release. That's what people are worried is going to go away. And I mean, I got to say I am worried too, but
Yeah. It feels like it's really all that matters, man, is that theatrical, because that's just the foundation of what movies are.
well, I mean, I've always said that the answer to the theatrical problem is make better movies, right? Because that's the biggest the people who like care about spending their hard-earned money, their excuse is always, well, there's never anything I really want to see. There's like once a year there's a Sinners or a Oppenheimer, you know? Um,
Yeah.
so we need more of those. And I think the only way you get that is by letting, new voices take bold swings. But there does have to be some kind of a leash on that, or else you end up with a Beau's Afraid, or like there's not all of them are going to be big hits like that. But I mean,
Oh, it's right.
The Electric State is probably like I gotta say it. I don't like talking bad about movies just because I know like they're hard to make, but the Electric State is just it's like watching fire, or like watching money on fire, just like on your TV for 2 hours. Like it's just 300 and something $1 million for that, and it's just like no cultural impact whatsoever. Like something that they spend that much money on should like send waves throughout culture.
Yep. Well, they're
And
spending 87 billion on fucking Warner Brothers, so what's
oh
300 million for Electric State?
yeah, but the fact that Netflix is like, oh, we'll give you cash because we're gonna go get a loan, like that's just
Yeah.
where's this money? Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Netflix, are they making money? Like, does Netflix make money? Like, I gotta look it up. Does Netflix make money? Make profit? Netflix is profitable. The company reported over 10 billion in operating income in 2024. It is seeing huge demand for its ad-supported options, suggesting sustained profitability.
Yep.
Netflix saw double-digit revenue growth in 2025, reaching around 11.5 billion in quarter three alone. So I guess they're doing better than everybody else. Oh, makes it
Good
really
for
hard
them.
to argue that they don't like, you don't know what you're doing. We want the movies in theaters. It's like, well, we're shitting out money over here to the point where the Electric State, just vanishes like a fart in the wind, and they don't care.
Oh man. I'm hoping for the best. I don't know what to say, man.
I'm
I
hoping for the best too,
From the
but
makers
it's
of Electric State comes Harry Potter. Okay.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. From the makers of Electric State comes The Last of Us Season
Oh,
3.
oh my gosh, they got the last.
I know. Well, not sure if we'll see much of a change in quality either way there, but that's fine.
All right. Well, I think we've rambled enough about this. I'm like I said, I want to stay optimistic. I think that there was not really any good outcome, to this bidding war. There was no good bidders. Like there just wasn't. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? There's nothing we can do about it except be optimistic. That's all we can do.
Yep, we just have to stay positive, and then that's that.
But like I said, as a filmmaker, I think I wouldn't say I've lost hope. I've just kind of accepted the fact that, like, the way things are, it's probably not going to get better than that. Like there's not. It seems like there's not really any incentive for it to change. But
That's
I
fair.
don't know. On a side note, well, let us know in the comments if you have anything to say about this Netflix bid thing. Like we said, it may not happen, but it's a big shakeup. And I mean, if this merger happens, it's there's going to be a new titan in the industry. Basically, it's like freaking Thanos over here collecting Infinity Stones. Um, I guess all we can do is just wait and see what happens over the next 12 to 18 months. But on a side note, I saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like I had mentioned, and yeah, don't waste your time or money on that. That's all I gotta say.
Well, the movie theaters will be gone pretty soon anyway, so
Don't
nothing to
say
waste your
that.
time and
Please
money
don't
on
say
anymore.
that. Come on, they're talking about reviving the Cinerama Dome over there.
Oh, right. What are they going to play there?
I don't know. Have you ever been there?
No, I'd love to go
If they
actually.
open it back up next time I go there, we get and it's open. We gotta go check it
Ooh,
out.
yeah, good idea.
What about
We
the
should
Chinese
also
theater?
do Chinese theater's overrated.
Really?
I mean, the thing about the Chinese theater is it's only the Chinese theater is one screen. It is their big IMAX thing, but it is usually reserved for premieres and stuff or like big film festival screenings, and it's impossible to get in unless you're like at an event. The other part of the Chinese theater is just another theater in a mall that's just like Chinese themed. It's cool, it's big, but like it's it's no different than like an AMC that's like
Dude,
honestly
the
like smaller than an AMC.
AMC at the City Walk, that when we went and saw Lurker, that was like one of my like the coolest theaters I've been to.
Oh yeah, that one's cool. That one's big.
Yeah.
Um,
Lots of good food there too, it seemed like.
yeah, the Center Edmonton. Um, I'd love to do that, man. I'd love to see that. That'd be fun. But we should do Cosm as well when you're in town next.
What do they play there? Because I know people were saying The Matrix was there for a while, but
Yeah. Are they still playing The Matrix? I'd be open to seeing The Matrix again.
I'm
What
not.
the hell?
What?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
Oh, that's cool. You don't like that movie?
in the fucking Cosm. I don't know. That's fine.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Yeah. It's the original one too. Okay.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
would in the middle of the movie, Oompa Loompas come out and start serving you food
I
and
mean,
stuff.
dude, they fucking serve you Matrix themed shit. Oh my god. Does it say food and drink like custom menu and shit? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm very much enjoying my Flicks Brew House over here, so I hope that
Good shit.
it seems like that's a really good I guess, way to do the movie going experience. So I think that's, every time I go to Flicks House, it's pretty busy.
Yeah.
Like when we go see stuff, I'm like, this auditorium's full. And that's just like it feels good to see.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I mean all these FNAF 2 fans showing up in their costumes and stuff. You don't see that very much anymore. I mean, I saw a little bit with Wicked, but it seemed like it was like little kids, which was interesting. Like, I didn't see a lot of adults dressing up for that one, but this was like everybody. As there was like kids, there was some adults with their kids. There were like everybody was all dressed up. And I'm like, I have no
Nice.
idea what character they are, but that's cool. They went all out. And then they had to sit through that. They just I think they deserve better. Like I think they deserve better movies for that game that they like. I mean, I'm like sitting there watching the movie, like imagining a better way to execute a Five Nights at Freddy's movie because it's just like nothing interesting is happening that whole time, and then it just abruptly ends.
Oh no.
I hate when that happens. You're like, that's it. It's not really a resolution there. It was just kind of like a to be continued, like without saying it. Yeah, but I don't know. You got any movies you're looking forward to seeing soon?
Marty Supreme. People say it's great.
Oh, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, I was gonna go see I got tickets for it too, to this Q&A, like early screening of it for the American Cinematheque, and then Gwyneth Paltrow is doing a Q&A afterwards. But I have to do another thing that night for the game industry because it's the night before the Game Awards and there's a bunch of game industry stuff happening. So I'm gonna see it another time, but I'm looking forward to when I do. That's the only movie I'm looking forward to seeing.
I'm excited for Marty Supreme and Anaconda. And I think they come out the
Oh
same
yes,
day.
I
That's a
haven't
hell of a
seen
double
any
feature.
marketing for Anaconda. Where the fuck? What happened?
They play the trailers like crazy. I've seen. Have you seen the popcorn bucket?
No,
It's like a giant freaking bucket, and the anaconda head is like where you reach in and grab the popcorn.
for
Looks pretty
AMC.
dope. One of them, it might be Cinemark actually.
It is Cinemark. Oh wait, they both have two separate ones.
Oh, so unique. I
Hell yeah.
mean, I feel like they should just sell the same ones at all of them.
Oh dude, I want that so bad.
It's huge,
I want
dude.
that fucking popcorn
It
bucket so
holds like
bad.
an extra large Cinemark popcorn, which is massive. But yeah, I'm excited for Anaconda.
Yeah, dude, that's
My wife and I are seeing Hamnet tomorrow.
oh, okay. Let me know what you think of that. I hear it's very sad, but also very good.
Yeah, love me a sad movie.
Yeah.
A lot. It feels like a lot of movies are sad, man.
Yeah.
The ones worth watching are always sad.
Yeah. There's Hamnet, and there's what else is there? It's supposed to be good.
Wuthering Heights. Is that how you say it?
Wuthering Heights, that's Valentine's Day, right?
Oh yeah, no, never mind. That's for some reason I got that mixed up with something else. I think I know there's a Sydney Sweeney movie coming out soon.
The Housemaid.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was supposed to be good. I'm looking forward to Wuthering Heights in some odd, weird way. Not because I don't know what the hell the original is, so I have no stake. But I understand like a lot of people are very upset because it's nothing like the book, and she's made it into like a Titanic-esque kind of thing, and people who are diehards of the book didn't want that, but people who are horny for Jacob Elordi really wanted that. Looks like horniness wins this year, so that's good.
or
Um,
next year, right? Because it's
or next year,
Valentine's Day.
yeah, yeah, right. Last time we had a horny movie for Valentine's Day, what was it?
uh, 50
50
Shades
Shades of
Grayer.
Grey, or was it Madam Web? Oh God,
Oh gosh, yeah, no,
I was not
don't
horny
even
for that
speak
movie.
it.
Anyway, yeah, that was
Well,
Crazy
Let
era.
us know in the comments. What do you think about the Netflix bid thing? And then let us know, like, what's your most anticipated for the rest of the year? Is it Marty Supreme? It
Yeah.
should be Marty Supreme.
I'm excited
But
for our top 10. When we do the top 10 breakdown video,
yeah,
that'll
we're
be
talking
fun.
about doing a top 10 movies of the year. I've actually been working on my list, and it's actually harder than I thought it would be. So, like, I think a lot of good movies came out this year. Just a lot of them kind of didn't get the love they deserved, is what I'm noticing.
I agree, man. There's a lot of, like,
Yeah.
old ones I'm pulling from, like, the first part of the year more than the second part,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, that's I guess that's it for our first emergency episode. I don't know how often we'll do these. I mean, it's really like something that I think we should do whenever, something crazy happens. I mean, this is I think people are going to be talking about this for the next 12 to 18 months. Like,
Yeah.
dude. But yeah, as always, I'm Derek Bowder.
I'm Ben Escobar.
And this is the Fellowship of the Script. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again soon for the next episode. Until then, keep creating, keep pushing, and keep telling stories that matter. And use G Fuel code Danny D. And
Oh,
join our
yes.
join our Discord. We're giving away on the I think Monday. I'm announcing the winner of this smart light strip for your TV, so you don't have to go to the theater anymore.
It
So.
looks awfully nice. Oh,
I'm
god damn
kidding.
it. Oh.
Join the Discord.